This week on And Don't Stop, we explore Bomba and Son Jarocho in Santa Ana with acclaimed artist and musician Hector Rivera. Plus, we have Orange County MC ILLnes on Rooftop Live. While in California recently, we got to visit the Centro Cultural de Mexico in Santa Ana, where they teach Son Jarocho, an Afro-Indigenous culture that originated in Veracruz, Mexico. We spoke with our friend Heck, a Boricua aiming to bridge the cultures of Puerto Rican Bomba with the world of Son Jarocho.
Like you know, I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York, but wound up my way to Chicago in around 2006. And actually, when I got to Chicago, I was looking for something to organize around. You know, had done like 16 years of organizing, performing, and educating through the Welfare Poets, this group I was part of. And so in Chicago, I was looking, in a new environment, looking to organize, and I found the CIW, Coalition of Immokalee Workers. And I started doing some street theater in Chicago around a campaign for McDonald's. The campaign to get a penny more for the workers in Florida who are picking the tomatoes, basically that in every burger and every Whopper and all that stuff. And so here I am doing some street theater, dressed as Ronald McDonald's half cousin named Rolando, who was for justice, and Melody Gonzalez was an organizer with the CIW, and she wound up her way to Chicago. Melody's from Santa Ana. Bueno, el amor entre mi esposa y yo fue el pretexto para crear un bombazo fandango. Estábamos viviendo aparte, pero como novios, ella en Santa Ana y yo en Chicago, y ella formaba parte del taller de Son Jarocho y yo formaba parte del grupo Bulla en Chicago, de Bomba, y como pretexto para vernos y para unir nuestras comunidades, pues creamos el primer bombazo fandango en 2009. Entonces, pues seguimos con el evento y pues vimos que el bombazo fandango pues no solamente se estaba haciendo acá, pero esa unión entre las culturas se está haciendo en otras partes, en Chicago, pues obviamente en otras ciudades, en California, en Los Ángeles, en la Bahía, hasta en Veracruz mismo, en Puerto Rico. Everywhere around the world, when there's big movements that are happening, a big thing that preceded it and was part of its development was the culture, the music. This culture has served humanity and kept us, alive in a positive way in so many ways. This practice that you could try to commercialize it, but it's the practice that you saw today, right there, that can't be commercialized. People come from, to spend their 2 hours here para curarse in a positive way. When we live under colonialism, when we live separated from our homeland, when we live in a society that separates family, that doesn't value, our diversity and what we bring to the world, when we live in this society that, especially in this town, that terrorizes people around their immigration status, to dance bomba is a spiritual, cultural, political act. And so Son Jarocho and bomba, like, are musics that are hundreds of years old from a distinct place, but are alive here in Santa Ana because it serves a purpose still. And it's around all over the world, Son Jarocho and bomba, because it still helps people remember that dignity, still helps people remember that we have rights that we were born with, that no one can bestow on us. It still helps us remember, at the end of the day, like when it started in Puerto Rico and in Veracruz, like in bomba, a dance move, when a woman does like that, that's like saying to the slave master, whatever, And so these movements mean a lot. These dances, these songs. And so it's awesome that we get this place here in El Centro Cultural and in Santa Ana to have this event that brings together like hundreds of musicians and a community together, because it's happening everywhere. There's no borders. The globalization of capitalism all around the world has also meant, you know, that our cultures are all over the world and we're meeting together. And it also is going to be where the solutions for the new world is, you know, when these cultures come together.
I belong to this group. We're a collective of MCs. We're called Salvajes. And Salvajes, what it represents for us, what we try to approach it as is Salvajes is a word that used to be used to label and give the indigenous people an uncivilized label. You're not worthy, dirty, you know, not of the modern era. But we always knew that we were the civilized ones. So Salvajes is something that represents our passion now, our drive, you know, our hip hop force. And it's not just hip hop, it's all kind of music, but on the like, it's now we're taking it back, we're recolonizing our language, you know. Even though that came across an ocean in 1492, we're still using it, we're taking it. I work at a community space called Centro Cultural de Mexico, yeah, big up, Santa Ana, and California. And what we do there is we're an alternative space where we offer the community a space. And you know, it's very difficult to find spaces where you're able to strength, train yourself, and be able to find a place in your community, develop leadership. And so we have classes culturally based, Mexican culturally based. However, it's not just limited to that, but we have Son Jarocho classes, which is a campesino music from Veracruz. And we got hip hop, we got guitar classes. I mean, and the way we do also is involved in the community is to organize people in order to stop things like gang injunctions or you know, crooked politicians trying to head our cities, and you know, give people the power back to them and make them powerful so they can do it themselves. We're not leaders, you know. We're leaders and we're followers. We work on a horizontal plane, so no one is above no one. We all do it, man. We all do it.
Soy desmadroso, the worst type of reckless. Coming a lot closer, wait, espera, no te acerques, dangerous. Tomando otro paso, disparo mis parógrafos, unlimited, my ammo no tiene límite. The skills conquistando, you feel it in your head, it travels up and down the spinal, but I know a sick flow está contaminando. Bien contagioso el poder aquí inyectando. Represent lo que debe ser. Born in California, indigenous, my heritage, Mexican. Nací en los United con esta división, they can keep us all divided, but I'm the bridge, ese puente que nos unen. And all you token artists, no te dejes que te usen. If you're a slave to a corporate state of mind, québrele el diseño, start breaking the design. Salvajes en la cultura desde criaturas, no cabe duda, la vida es dura. Salvajes en la cultura desde criaturas, aquí no cabe duda, cultura cura.